Hello everybody, it is Authillin here, and I am going to take you through the strategy I used to defeat the final heroic boss in the new Arachnid wing of the Naxxramas adventures. So this boss is quite tricky. What she does is bounce 2 of your minions back to your hand every turn. So the way that you want to beat this is by heavily abusing Battle Cry. Battle Cry is the ability that takes effect when your minions come into play. So as you'll see as we go through the deck list here, a lot of my minions, actually all of my minions, either have Battle Cry or a couple of them are charge minions to help me establish board control in case I get into a tricky situation. So the key 4 cards that revolve around my strategy are Voodoo Doctor. He's definitely an early game beast to keep you healed up and healthy so that you don't fall too far behind going into the mid game. Allure Peacekeeper, he's going to change all of their big threats into not that threatening at all. Earthen Ring Farseer, he's the healing beast of burden throughout the mid game. And Guardian of Kings, he's going to be the one who keeps you top up and in great shape looking into the late game. So the strategy here is to actually fill the enemy's board up with 1 attack minions. You're going to do that because establishing board control against this hero is just too difficult. With your heroes constantly being backed up into your hand, you're going to have a full hand, you're going to have difficult time establishing anything remotely resembling board control. Her hero power is too strong, her deck is too strong, she starts with 2 minions on board that when you kill spawn 2 minions each. It's just not going to happen. So what you want to do is make it so that they have board control, but it's actually not that threatening. So if they have 7 1-attack minions on the board, and you're constantly pumping down an Earthen Ring Farseer, restoring 3 of your health, and a Guardian of Kings restoring 6 of your health, you're actually in no danger of dying. You're going to be able to set up the cards in your hand that you need in order to whittle away that 45 health down to 0. Now, as you see, all of the cards here are rare or under, so it's a pretty cheap deck. Until you get to Leroy Jenkins and Alexstrasza, these are not strictly speaking necessary though. Alexstrasza just speeds things up as you get into the later game. You can teleport, or you can instantly put the 45 health of the hero down to 15, which is a great help. Also, if you are in so much trouble coming out of the mid game and into the late game that you are suffering and really low on health, it can put you back up to 15. So Alexstrasza is by far the best legendary for actually all of these heroic bosses, if you can find a way to put it in the deck that you're working with. Leroy I put in because, like I said, the object of this is to fill up their board with 1-attack minions, so putting 2 1/1 whelps on their side is actually better than killing a minion. And the 6 attack and 2 damage is great for killing the minions that the spider plays that can't be targeted by hero powers or by spells. It's a great way to clear that, fill it up with 2 more 1/1 whelps, and you're good to go. So let's take a look at how this looks.
Uther versus Maexxna!
Alright, let's see if I get starting hand here. So this is
I will fight with honor.
Voodoo is perhaps the best card in this deck to start out with. Anything that isn't a Voodoo Doctor, that isn't a Consecrate, that isn't an Earthen Ring Farseer, you want to pitch. Because those are the things that are going to help you establish your board presence and control in the early game. Okay, this is looking fantastic. I'd still like a Consecrate so that I can do a good job of... normally you don't want to clear the board, but when he's got a bunch of these spiders, the Haunted Creepers, when you kill them, they spawn 2 1/1 spiders. That's going to help you fill up the board with 1/1s. It's going to make it really easy. So this Voodoo guy keeps down. Anyway, he's going to get bounced back. Now, this bounce, the spider doesn't have a choice. It has to bounce 2 random minions back to your hand. Okay, so this is excellent. If I draw a Consecrate, this is going to look really good. Oh, not quite what I was looking for, but I'm going to kill it. This is why these creatures are so valuable. So he's going to attack me for 3, and the next turn I'm just going to heal 3. And going to attack me for 4, and then the next turn I'm going to heal 5. Right? We're going to keep ourselves at really high health until we get the tools that we need to start winning the game.
Job done.
So he's filling up the board with cheap creatures. That's ideal, that's what we want. This is another example of a great card. It only does 1 damage. We don't have to worry about it. We're never going to want to kill it, so it going back up to full health isn't really bothering us. And I've got more early game heals. This is just looking fantastic. So the thing about this deck is it's patient, but you know, would you rather the slow and steady wins?
Job's done.
And now it's gonna do more damage, but I'm still at 30, so it's not a big deal. I have my Guardian of Kings in my hand too. I'm just biding my time. Okay, so this is a little bit of a problem. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna silence him next turn instead of casting my Voodoo Doctor. It means that I'm going to take a little bit more damage the following turn, but I can heal that back up with my Holy Light later. So it's not a huge deal. I'm also going to want to address the 2 attack at some point. Do I have enough to do that now? Okay, so I have a choice. I can do that now, or and heal for 2. I'm going to do that, because I want to free up room in my hand, so I'm going to change him to a 1-attack minion. And play my Voodoo Doctor. And there we go. So now I have him in the ideal board state. All of his minions are 1 attack. He can only ever do 7 attack damage to me in any given turn. I'm only ever going to play 2 minions in any given turn. This means that he's never going to have a chance to use any of his OP removal. He's never going to have a chance to use any of his Sea Giants, or his can't be targeted by spells or hero-powered creatures. He's never going to have a chance to do a lot of things, and I'm just going to sit back, relax, and heal.
My eyes are open.
There we go. I'm out healing him.
Someone call
healing
for
him.
the doctor.
And even more.
Job's
Back up
done.
to 29. It's going to take him a while. And this state's going to stay for a while, until I get into a position where I feel comfortable flooding the board and starting to do damage to him. Now, there's a number of things that could happen that are going to make me want to do that. One is my hand filling up with cards. So the reason why I have cards like those, like the secrets that don't really do anything, or the Light's Justice, is so that I could just get rid of cards
My eyes are
to make
open.
my hand.
My eyes
So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to play Light's Justice.
for justice.
Poke away at him. It's not really going to do
Job
much.
done.
I'm probably going to get him down to Naxxramas later, so it's actually useless, but I don't want to kill these guys yet, so it's not a big deal. When I get up to 9 mana, I might do Earthen Ring and Charge Guy and start whittling him down. That's a good strategy to employ if you don't have Alexstrasza. Sort of take alternating turns healing up and damaging, healing up and damaging. So you're going to take 14 damage, and then you're going to heal up a bunch of damage over a couple turns, and then you're going to do 6 damage. Right? And you're probably going to get him low, and keep yourself pretty high, and then actually kill him with fatigue. It takes quite a while, but
For
it's
justice!
It's easy, it's reliable, and if you've been banging your head against this wall trying to beat this heroic boss, I think you'll take one long victory over a bunch of quick bosses. So what, I'm at 8 cards in hand now. So here we go. Alexstrasza is going to get him down to 4.
For justice!
So like I said, Alexstrasza isn't strictly speaking necessary, but it is
Job done.
nice. Now I'm going to take a bunch of damage. think I'm going to Consecrate here. It's going to fill the board up with 1/1s. It's going to do 2 damage to him. More importantly, it's going to get a card out of my hand. Silence him. And now I'm not super concerned with only keeping 2 minions on the board. I want to actually start to establish a little bit of support control so that I can start swinging for lethal. This guy's going to help with that. That's okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I'm going to charge at him.
Victory!
Up.
Someone call for the doctor.
And I'll play the secret just to make some space in my hand. And then next turn I can charge and play Earthen Ring, and then the turn after that, charge and play the Earthen Ring, and I am home free. So this is a good example of how to utilize this deck. I think I illustrated effectively how the 7 1-attack minions is where you want to be. The Aldor Peacekeeper, so some situations that can arise that didn't during this game is he gets out 8/8 Sea Giants, he gets out, I think it's 4/6 creatures that can't be targeted by spells or abilities. He gets out a 3/2 taunt that summons a 1/2 taunt when it dies. What are some other scenarios that can happen? He gets a stealth creature that gains +1/+1 every turn. These creatures can be dealt with using a combination of Ironbeak Owl, using a combination with your Peacekeepers, your Humilities, your the one that changes their life to 1, and doing the Elven Archer to them. So you have a lot of flexibility with how you want to tackle things.
For justice! For justice!
And like I said, the consistency is great. The only thing is if you don't have a starting hand with either a Voodoo Doctor or a Consecration, you may want to mulligan. It's not impossible to win, but especially if you don't have an Naxxramas in your deck, it might take a really long time just for you to lose. And I'm slouching. I better sit up straight. So yeah, here we go, and this is going to be lethal, but I am going to lull their spirits and tie myself back a little bit.
Someone call for the doctor.
So I end the game at 15, even though he has done 70 maybe damage to me. But Paladins in this deck are such speed, it is ridiculous.
Impossible! This is not over.
So my win percentage with this deck is actually really high. I've only lost 1 game with this deck that I didn't concede with instantly. So yeah, if you have a good starting hand, it just takes a while, you slog it out, but it's easy stuff. So I hope that was very instructional for you guys, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can, and thanks for watching the video. Bye.